Greetings. My name is Matthew Kidder. You can call me Dr. Kidder or just call me Professor Kidder, whatever you want. But today, actually, what I'm going to do is introduce you to just a very simple concept that is the foundation for all of economics and so much of what we care about in economics. And there's a big misconception about economics that I'm almost guaranteed that most of you have. When I talk to people about economics, a lot of people I say, well, oh, interested in stock prices. They talk about stocks. They talk about money. But actually, what we're going to be caring about mostly in this class is the real stuff, the real economy. What do I mean by the real economy? Well, just take a look around you. Look behind me. I've got what on this side, pianos. That's real, right? You can touch it. Um, you know, coffee, uh, bananas. Okay, cell phones. These electronics, these things all have to be produced, okay? To create all the stuff that we see, what we're talking about is the production of real things. So think about what do you have to actually do to produce real things? Well, you have to have what? Humans, labor. You have to typically have some type of maybe other machines, or we call capital. We'll talk about this more in detail. Maybe have to have land to put the machines on. So, you know, producing things takes these what we call factors of production. These factors get transformed through a technological process. So technological know-how, knowledge, okay, is embedded in the production process to make real things. Okay, and then these things get allocated through our society with a market mechanism. And it's exactly that process that we're really curious about studying. So get out of the mind of money and into the real economy. And all you have to do is just open your eyes and take a look around because the real economy, it's everywhere. Everywhere you look and everywhere you see, everything you touch and everything you can tangibly feel is the real economy. And how did it get this way? Interesting, right? Why, when you go to different places in the world, do they look so different? Why are people so maybe poor in some areas, rich in other areas? How do we get here today? Did you ever think about the historical context through an economic lens? Because in this class, that's what we're going to do. But to get all there, and in the first section, what we're going to need to define is what do we mean by the real economy? Everything in economics is going to need to come down to measurement. Measurement is the foundation for most of all economic studies. So what's the measurement? The measurement is real gross domestic product, real GDP. That's what we're going to be interested to measure. But before we get to figuring out how to measure that, we're going to need to start to think about a real problem. Okay, a real problem with how we're going to come up with a measurement of real gross domestic product, real GDP, which is measures the real production of all of the stuff in the economy, maybe for a country, for geography, in a given time period, right? For like, say, like the year 2024. How are we going to come up with that measurement? Well, we just add it all together, right? Well, yeah, but then think about it. We're adding, how many bananas? What is 5 bananas plus one cell phone equal? Yeah, we get that apples and, well, not apples and oranges, in this case, bananas and cell phones and pianos and houses and everything else. How do you add that all up? You can't meaningfully add it up, right? To have a number. So what we have to do, and this is where money comes in, okay, to our measurement, is, well, we can say, well, cell phone costs several $100s, banana costs a few dollars. We can figure out the market values of all the stuff in the economy. Add up all the market values of all the stuff that was produced in the economy in a given year, in a given country, or geography. Could even be the state. We can measure it. But the point is we add up all the market values. Okay, well, that's nice. I got all the market values. Think about what market values of all cell phones are. Well, it's the price of the cell phone times the number of cell phones that were sold. Sort of price times quantity gives us a measure of market value. And in that price is that concept of what you're thinking of as the dollar, right? We'll get to that. But the price, I want you to think of a problem so we've solved one problem on one hand. We can add market values. Now we don't add apples and oranges. We just add dollars, right? Market values. Now we can add everything up. But there's going to be a problem. Problem is, I want you to imagine an economy that produces 5 bananas in 2023. Okay, a really small economy. 5 bananas in 2023, and then say for a price of $2. What's the GDP? You should be able to answer this. GDP, 5 bananas, $2. It's going to be price times quantity. That's $10 worth of what we're going to call nominal GDP. Okay. Now let's say in 2024, the country produces 5 bananas, except this time the price is $4 per banana. What's the nominal GDP in 2024? Well, you should have guessed it's $20 nominal GDP. So you see, measure of nominal GDP went from $10 in 23 to $20 in 2024. But what was the real production change? Nothing. 5 bananas and 5 bananas. Well, do you see the problem? Because what we're interested in is the real production. But when we add market values, we get a distortion of what real production actually is. And that distortion are price changes. Prices actually distort our metric of market values. So in this chapter, we're going to have to figure out how to come up and how to correct this price distortion. And we're going to do that by coming up with a price index. So that'll be the second part of what we're doing. The main concept is, one, how to come up with nominal GDP metrics, understanding that it's summing up all these market values. Okay. Number two, understanding that there's a price distortion. And then number three, which we'll get to later, is how are we going to actually correct that distortion? That's the topic of the first chapter. And it's the basis and the most fundamental topic, because without an understanding of this metric, we can't get really into an understanding of these bigger topics about real production and how they evolved. It starts with a metric. So take it serious, and that's it. Okay. We'll see you on the next turn of things. Okay. Matthew Kidder, and I am signing off.